What's going on, fish heads? Welcome back to another Waterbox Live here on our new time at Thursday evening, 6 p.m.
Yep, I was going to say Waterbox Wednesday. It is not Wednesday, so it is Waterbox Thursday.
You can follow me and Jess there on Instagram. You can also follow the official Instagram, and you can see we have a whole new look.
Yes.
Yeah.
New studio, love it. Love the little colored background, all that stuff. I think it's got a nice vibe to it. So,
new lighting.
Took a few weeks off, came back with our new set last week.
Yep.
And then this week we've got something to announce as well. We are giving away 2 things today, so make sure you engage in the chat, ask questions. We'll do Q&A later. Talk to each other, make friends, ask questions, all that stuff, and that's how you get qualified to win something today.
Yes, yes. Again, post your questions. If you haven't already, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're on YouTube, hit that notification bell. If you're on Facebook, share the stream.
Yes.
Share it with your friends, share it to some aquatic groups. If you're not already on the Waterbox Facebook group, check that out as well.
Yep, tons of members, lots of tanks and inspiration and stuff always being posted. So it's a great place to join.
Saltwater and Lime says they're happy. They're happy to have us back in an evening time frame.
I know that seems to be consensus. A lot of people that probably haven't been able to watch during the daytime hours.
Yeah.
Now I get to watch tonight. I don't know about the daytime people, how it's going, but you know.
It's cool too because like our set has a little bit of like a nighttime feel.
It does.
It is daylight out though. So.
It's super bright out there.
In a few months it won't be probably, right?
That's true. Daylight savings time.
Yeah, the worst. I think they're getting rid of that next year.
I hope so.
I've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah.
I think that it's official now though, I believe. Yeah. Yeah,
What?
at least in Florida.
What?
Yeah, it'll stay this time.
Yes.
I could be wrong. Fact check me.
Please tell us if he's wrong. I think he's just talking at this point.
Yeah. Making stuff up.
Today we're talking about salinity, the importance of keeping it stable and all of that good stuff, and we've got something to announce as well.
Yes, we do. So along with Salinity, we decided to come out with our own refractometer.
Woo!
So that's pretty cool. We already saw some people guessing it on Instagram and stuff. You know, it's a natural progression, right? We came out with the salt. We want you to measure the salt accurately. We're going to show you how to do that in some upcoming videos and talk about salinity today. So new refractometer. It is available now here in the United States, shortly coming, very soon coming to Canada.
Yep, absolutely. So go hand in hand, and you know, keeping your salinity at the proper level and maintaining it and testing it correctly is very important. You know, because salinity shifts and all that stuff can be very bad for your tank. So it's a great product to get out there and go to the webpage. Or no? Yes.
Where do you want to go?
Can you pull up the website?
Website with it.
But again, pretty cool refractometer. Here, the packaging, again, I like it. Follows.
Matches very nicely.
Yeah. Put it up here for these guys.
There you go. So this is online and everything. So of course it's got all the features that you want in a refractometer. Auto temperature compensation. You know, of course you can calibrate it, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a great refractometer. If you've not used a refractometer, you sure should be. And we're going to talk about the importance of salinity here in a little bit as well. So
yeah, absolutely. So that is live on the U.S. website, waterboxaquariums.com. Check it out. Cool little tool. If if you're keeping a saltwater aquarium, definitely something you want to have. We do just a couple things to note about it. Like you said, ATC, automatic temperature compensation.
Yeah.
And also it comes standard with a 2-year warranty. So
boom.
pretty cool.
Love it. All right, so we got refractometers. We got salt. Let's talk about the importance of stable salinity.
Yes,
so,
critical.
You know, one of the first things is, you know, when you're talking about salinity, you can actually reference it in quite a few ways. So you've got your what's called parts per thousand, and also your salinity level, specific gravity. So you can see, if you've never seen inside of a refractometer, I'm going to put an image up here so you can see that it shows inside of here. You've got your specific gravity is on the left here, your parts per thousand on the right. So some people say I've got 33 salinity, and some people I have 1025. So it's the same thing, it's just different ways of measuring.
Yeah.
So you're going to have that inside there so you can kind of reference however you want. But that's how we talk about salinity levels.
Yes, I do want to mention too that this refractometer that we are releasing is designed for seawater. It is not designed for brine like a lot of the cheaper refractometers you might see online. Which is great because a lot of times if you use a refractometer for brine, it's not going to read accurately. because light refracts different through salt water versus brine. Or seawater, I should say.
Seawater.
Yes.
So you got your levels of salinity, and then kind of what are you aiming for as far as your levels go? And you're going to ask, I think you asked this question or whatever on one of the socials, is what do you keep your salinity at? And you're going to get so many answers. And there's not necessarily a wrong answer, but there is a general range that is considered to be acceptable in like a reef tank with corals and inverts and stuff like that. So if we're talking on parts per thousand, you would say it's 32 to 35. If we're talking on your specific gravity, it's going to be the like 102.4 to 102.6 is your average range to keep it in and keep most of your stuff happy.
Yeah.
Some people say I keep it at 2.7, and I'm at 2.2. You know, so it's not that it's necessarily not going to work, but that's your ideal range.
And what if you're doing just a fish only? That can vary a little bit from that.
Yeah, fish
typically?
only can go a lot lower. So I mean, you can be 101.9 up to the normal reef level. Yeah. And you know, for fish, a lot of times people end up doing hyposalinity or just on that border of just enough because it is good for like parasite and disease and stuff like that.
Like controlling that.
Yeah,
and stuff,
that's a whole nother topic, hyposalinity and stuff with fish. But you know, when you need less of a salt level with fish onlys as you would with a reef tank.
Comments are gold today.
Yeah.
Oh, where did it go? I'm sorry. I gotta develop. I usually use a taste test to estimate salinity, but this seems like it would be much more accurate. Yeah, I mean, depends how many times you've tasted it. I
mean, you might be really good at that and be able to know, but I highly suggest not consuming that much salt water from your aquarium either. Yeah,
happy birthday to Justin as well.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yep. All right, sorry. All right, so let's get back into this.
Don't drink salt water. Yeah. Not good for you. Don't do it.
We'll get dehydrated.
So accurate testing, of course. So you've got hydrometers, which is what a lot of people are introduced into, or if they go to a pet store, that's what someone sells them. It's cheap. You're going to spend $12.
Yeah.
These things are not accurate.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way. I actually learned everything the hard way early on in the hobby. That was one of them.
That's what we're here to avoid for people to do, is learn things the hard way. Never use a hydrometer. They're just not going to be accurate. They can be, but there's a lot of variables with it that can make it read off very easily. So basically, if you haven't seen a hydrometer, is you dip it in some water, and it's got a little needle that sits and points at your salinity level. Problem is, you get any bubble buildup on it, mess with the level. If it's not cleaned perfectly, you get salt buildup. You know, the functionality of it's not foolproof.
What's funny is when I look at it, when I look at it now, I'm like, how could that possibly be accurate?
Right.
The needle is about as pointy as the edge of my phone. And I'm like, what is it even pointing at?
And then you hit it and it moves again. Yeah. So it can get you in range, but they can be extremely off as well. So you really just want to avoid using them at all. You know, spend about 3 times as much and get a refractometer, and it's going to last you pretty much a very long time, years and years, and you can calibrate it. So you can use a calibration fluid or straight like RO water and actually adjust it down to that 0 line for calibrating it. If you clean it off after you use it, and you're not going to get inaccurate readings, and it's going to give you that exact fine line. This is your number. You know, it's taken into consideration your temperature and all that stuff. So don't cheap out when you're testing your salinity.
Yeah, and there's also more expensive ways that you can test too, right?
There's some real expensive ways.
There's some methods that use conductivity and all the other stuff that are electronic.
Digital meters,
This is more of like the mid-range, right? So you can buy our refractometer for like $40 in the US, or you can spend $120 more and get something much more expensive. This is a really good option that you're going to use on the day-to-day.
Yeah, I think you're going to be like super techie to feel a need to use something, I think, for salinity that's that precise. Yeah. Because with salinity, you know, there isn't like it has to be this exact number. It just needs to be stable. And things that kind of mess up with your like stability of your salinity, when your water evaporates, your salinity increases. You get that salt creep around the rim of your tank or around the sump or pipes. That's salt dissolving out of the water. It can actually slowly lead to your salinity level dropping. You know, that kind of stuff can simply do it. Use an ATO, help keep it stable. And then also when you're mixing your water, always mix it to the salinity that you keep your aquarium at, because you don't want to have a fluctuation. And then also the elements in salt vary by salinity level.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to just kind of mix and like it's good or just be in a range. You want to kind of know exactly what you're mixing it to due to the levels and what you're putting into your tank.
Yeah.
So, salinity not being at the right level causes a lot of stress. If it's slowly creeping up, you can kill corals, inverts. Fish have a pretty good tolerance of salt level, but you don't really want to have it fluctuating a lot or getting out of range. So.
Yep.
Don't use a hydrometer is the end. I think the end point of all of that.
Don't top off with salt water.
And don't top off with salt water. Top off regularly and not use salt water. So.
I did that one time.
When
my early days.
Yeah, when I ran stores, I had a ton of people and like things were going good, and then one day they're like things are dying, and they bring in their salt level, their saltwater sample or whatever, and we check it, and it's like 103.5, and it's just slowly has crept up that high because they've been adding salt, and things can handle stuff for a long time until they don't, and it goes very poorly at that point.
That's a great analogy. Things handle it till they don't.
Yeah. So.
Cool. And again, guys, we're doing a Q&A today, as we always do, because we're here live. That's why we're here to answer your questions. So put your questions below. If you got any questions about salinity or refractometers or aquariums, keeping aquariums, post them below.
Yep, we're going to do some questions. And obviously the item we're giving away today is 2 refractometers.
Yes.
So one on Facebook.
Surprise.
Yeah, one on Facebook, one on YouTube. So got to be active in there, dropping those questions for your chance to win. So I don't know if you've pulled any questions yet.
Excuse me, we don't have a lot of questions, but we have a couple.
Okay. Comments are welcome as well.
Oliver said that, by the way, hello, Oliver. Thank you for joining. He said that the chicken nugget episode was on the ORA farm trip.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's what he thinks it was.
If you want to laugh, go back. We're going to figure out what episode number it is and link it so people can watch it if you missed it.
We laughed.
It was great. It was
Pretty
absolutely great. So Oliver says, is that a margarita? Yes, it is. We're back to our happy hour, having drinks for the show, and my go-to always is
I'm just
a
drinking
margarita.
water.
Yeah,
That's the real
right.
reason we went back to 6 o'clock.
That's the real reason for 6 o'clock. We wanted to have happy hour.
Thursday. Cole Herman, what's
You're
going on, man?
drinking water, huh?
Yeah, it's just water.
Right.
Rodney says
Lies.
hello. Again, if you guys got any questions, you guys just know it all about salinity. You got no questions at all. All right.
It doesn't even have to be about salinity.
Are we going to be able to purchase the new sump designs for the existing tanks like my new 220.6? I'm assuming you're talking about the acrylic sumps.
The DX.
Not at this time. The reality is with those acrylic sumps is the plumbing configuration is different.
Yeah.
So the plumbing will not match. Even if we gave you the plumbing kit for the new one, it wouldn't match up. Not to say you
Bulkhead
couldn't
sizes
plumb
are
it
same.
yourself, but
Right. It's just at this point not really something in probably happy on.
Yeah. Oliver says, does it come with calibration fluid? No, it does not. Tell them what they can use for calibration fluid.
Yeah, so you can just get calibration fluid. There's a couple of companies that make it. It's pretty cheap. But honestly, when I do mine, I use RO water.
Yeah, or you can get some deionized water from the store, right?
Yeah, RO DI if you have it, or just get deionized water and bring that down to 0. I'm sure, calibration fluid is a little bit more precise than that, but it really is not enough that I think it's a big deal. But you can get a whole calibration fluid really easily.
Yeah, if you want to be super, super precise, you can definitely pick those up.
No one yell at me for using RO DI water.
Kent, does the viewing light source affect your reading on a refractometer? Light bulbs, fluorescent, natural daylight.
The amount of light that you look at under it will give you a better view. So if you're going more dim, soft lighting, you're going to get a little bit harder view through. Brighter light is going to make it a little bit more...
It's a demonstration.
This is how you use it. Lighting does affect how well you can see the precision of the reading.
Yep.
But not the reading itself.
Cole says, how do you guys feel about the Hannah checker? Hannah makes good stuff.
Yeah.
If you want to...
I'm more simple. If I can get it done like this in
this
few
is really,
seconds, no batteries, no big gadget, look it up, done.
I've always
That's
been a
how
big
I go.
fan of the refractometers because it's fast, they're easy to maintain, they're not expensive,
Yeah.
etc. So,
But like I said, if you want to go techie with it, there's definitely a lot of salinity monitors out there that can do it, and there's digital ones on controllers and all that stuff. So,
digital or non-digital refractometer, pros or cons? Kind of along the same lines, right?
Yeah, I just like basic. Like,
mean-
salinity is important, but you don't have to spend a lot of money to monitor it.
Right.
You just know that you need to know that you're having accurate results from what you're reading. But I don't think salinity is one of those things. And if you have a controller, go for it. Use a Salinity Pro. But like, you don't need to see your salinity all day, every day. You don't have to be that accurate because it's not changing that much if you're using a top-off system or any of that stuff. But some people just love to be techie, and I say go for it.
Yeah. Saltwater and lime, do you suggest calibrating at 0 or 35?
I throw DI of water on there and calibrate at 0.
Yeah.
But you can buy calibration fluids. It'll have certain levels that it's going to calibrate to, and then you
Okay.
from there.
Luca, any chance you guys would make a Reef LX 340 Peninsula? You guys have asked for
What
that
a sad
so many.
faces.
Jeez.
Sad.
There's a chance for anything.
I like that answer. Anything is possible.
If
Send the
you
money first. We'll do the thing.
if you build it, they will come. Yeah. We don't have one right now, but who knows? Again, we take you guys' input very seriously.
Yeah.
Hidden gentleman, what do you recommend for ideal utilization of the manifold on tanks that have it, such as an Infinia, reactors, UV?
Yeah, so I mean, the manifold is generally going to be UV sterilizer is great for it. Probably algae scrubbers. You could do inline reactors. If you're not using one that has its own pump, you can do it that way. So really anything that runs off of the small pump that you can instead use the main pump for, you can use that in line. But I'd say the most common thing used on it is UV sterilizers and reactors for sure.
Yeah. Jim, what's the variance of the Reef rack? You want to throw that image back up there? I'm assuming that's what he's talking about.
What image? I think
The refractometer image. Is that what he's talking about?
I have no idea.
Tell him, Jim, can you clarify?
Clarify, Jim. All right.
That's the last question I have queued up.
Okay.
So again, you guys, if you're just now joining us, we did just release the new Waterbox refractometers. They're available in the United States, $39.99. So pretty good deal, kind of mid-range measurement tool that everybody should have.
Yep. Do not use a hydrometer.
Yeah, so check those out. Paired nicely with our new salt mixes.
Yep.
Again, we developed the salt because we wanted something to match our methodology that we do
Yeah.
in our tanks. We use refractometers. So we made a refractometer to go along with mixing the salt,
There you
and
go.
measuring the aquarium.
It's the full package right there.
Yep.
I got a funny one. Cole says, what are the odds I can convince my Nemos to host an Aptasia? Not, probably.
probably zero.
And your Aptasia could probably just eat them if they're really big.
Yeah.
So would not push your clowns in that direction. So they're a nuisance and enemy and not a hosting one, usually.
So you guys can see here,
Oh, yeah.
we're doing a giveaway to win Waterbox salt for a year. And it ends on July 31st. So you better head over to waterboxaquariums.com/salts. Enter your information. Do all the social actions that it gives you, like following us on Instagram, YouTube, etc.
Yep.
And you can be entered for a chance to win salt for a year. It doesn't matter if you got a 1,000-gallon tank or a 30-gallon tank. You get salt for a year. So
It's a great deal.
just don't
Oh,
be a
my feet.
public aquarium.
We're going to have to deny businesses and public aquariums from that one.
Yeah, maybe we should have put a max gallon on there. Like some guy's gonna win this. Got like
It is. I think it's in the rules of how many boxes or whatever.
Okay,
so.
good. You guys thought of it. Good.
You're gonna have like every public aquarium like entering in right now.
Good times.
Yep. So that's ending pretty soon, and we gotta give away some refractometers, right? Get these into some people's hands.
Yeah, give me a minute.
Give a whole minute.
Got it ready. I just needed somebody from Facebook.
1
Oh.
Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
You're on the clock, Keenan.
Appreciate you guys being here. We do give away stuff every single week. It could be
Yep.
refractometers, it could be swag, it could be
Salt
aquariums.
cubes, a little bit of everything.
Pays to
so,
tune in.
Yep.
We have a good time too.
All right, we are ready to give away some refractometers. Winners are
Waterbox drum roll. The winner's Waterbox Live. Remember to
go
smash
us.
that like button. I win. I win.
Yay! Thanks God. There we go.
DJ Mike Fury on YouTube and Jim Murphy on Facebook. Congratulations, you guys. Email winners at Waterbox Aquariums and they'll get you hooked up.
I like the background for winners
Yeah, that's cool.
instead of like the flat color.
I like the
Looks nice.
the yellow too.
We're changing everything.
I know some things we see for the first time when we're on the show as well, guys.
Yeah, I like it. I like surprises.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So congratulations. Sometimes if they're
Depends on what kind
good.
of surprise it is.
And yep. So next week we're gonna be back.
Yeah.
And we're going to actually, so one of our more recent releases was the DX versions of the Marine and Reef. And we have the Reef DX 180 that wasn't set up last time we showed you. It is set up and running now. So we're going to actually show you guys the Reef 180 DX up and running, what we've done with it, just so you can get a good view on the function and look and everything of it. So that is going to be next week.
Cool. Well, again, appreciate you guys being here. If you didn't already, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. If you're on Facebook, share the stream. Appreciate you all being here.
See you next week.
Thank you all for watching. Remember to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. And also remember, you can visit us online at waterboxaquariums.com.
Also join our official Facebook group. Thanks for watching live. See you next week.
You